There are a lot of people that are hurt because they've done good to somebody and the person ended up betraying them. Or probably the person ended up paying them evil for good, which they did to them. Even if you've made that decision that you are not going to do good to anybody because of certain things you've seen in life, because of certain experiences, because of certain betrayals, because of certain payback of evil for the good you've done to others, you will still come to that point in life whereby there's going to be the need to do good to somebody, or probably somebody doing good to you. So no matter the situation, there is always going to be the need to do good. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 16, it says, "But do not forget to do good and to share, for with such sacrifices God is well pleased." For with the sacrifice of goodness, the Bible said, God is well pleased. That act of putting in the effort to ensure that others rise in life, others become better version of themselves through your assistance and support. The Lord is interested in such sacrifices. So far as God is interested in seeing you doing good, so far as God delights in seeing you doing good, the devil is also going to ensure that situations and events happen in life that is going to put you in the stage whereby you no longer want to do good. It's going to attack you. It's going to fight against you. It's going to ensure that that heart of goodness is going to be destroyed in you, so that you will not have the heart to do good unto anybody, no matter the situations they found themselves in, even if you have the resource to help them. Why? Because God is interested in seeing you doing good. He said that there is blessing in giving more than what? Receiving. Whenever you do good, that good you are doing is going to come back to you in ways that you cannot even imagine. So the enemy being aware, the devil being aware of this, is always going to set you up so that people that are around you or people that came your way that you've been good to are going to pay you back evil for the good you've done to them, so that that compassion, that love, that kindness which is in you will no longer be there. But listen, if you do good, the good you are doing is an investment into your own future. The good you are doing is a sacrifice you are sacrificing. And whenever there is a sacrifice, there is always going to be a return or a reward for that sacrifice. So you may be doing it unto somebody, but actually you are doing it unto yourself. There are people that you stood in for, you fought for, you go your way out for them to ensure that they are happy in life, to ensure that their marriages are standing, to ensure that their relationships stand, to ensure that they are elevated. However, after they've become whom they are supposed to be, they've forgotten everything you did for them. And today, they even go behind you, speaking ill of you to others, destroying your image to other people, tarnishing your good image, all because they've gotten what they've wanted. And it is tempting to come to that conclusion to say that I'm not going to do good again. But listen, doing good is an essential aspect of our lives. We cannot afford to live this life without doing good. No matter what, there's a point you are going to need to do good to somebody. And there's going to be a point in your life that someone needs to do good to you. So then, what do we do in this situation? The first thing I want to put in your mind is that whenever you are doing good, put it in your mind that any good that you do, you are doing it unto God and not unto men. Colossians chapter 3 verse 23 states that whatever you do, do it heartily as unto God and not unto men. So before you do good, the first mentality that should be in you is that this thing that I'm doing, I'm not doing it for this person, but I'm doing it for God. So that in case one day that person turn up against you, in case that person refuse or fail to reciprocate that good you did to him or her, you are not going to feel hurt. You are not going to feel disappointed because you know that you did it unto God. Therefore, the reward for the good you did, you are actually expecting it from God and not from the person. Now, there are times we do good and we are expecting that the one we did the good to should be exactly the person who should reciprocate back that goodness to us. Maybe you give money to somebody and you are expecting that that person will also give you money in return. Or probably you've given offering in church or you sow a seed and you are expecting that you should also receive an amount of cash back as a reward for that seed you sow or that offering you've given or that money you've given to that brother or sister to help the person in the business or to pay some bills that the person is facing. The good that we do, the reward for our goodness is always and will always come from God. The moment you do good and you set your mind on the person you did the good to, that it is that person that will reward you for the good you did, you are going to get it wrong. You are going to get it wrong. You are going to set up yourself for disappointment. You are going to set up yourself for hatred and pain because people will always be people. There are people that you do good to and they will never account it for anything. There are people that you go your way all out for and they are not going to respect it for anything. The moment they are done, they are gone. They wouldn't even remember you've done good to them. So you do good unto God and not unto men. So when you are doing something unto somebody, you see it that I'm doing it unto God, not unto this fellow, not unto this sister, not unto this brother. The moment you do that, you put yourself in a safe place so that even when they disappoint you, when they betray you, when they turn against you one day, you know that in the integrity of your heart, the good you did it unto God and not unto them. So if for anything, you are expecting your reward from the Lord himself, the Lord will not necessarily pay you back in the manner in which you did the good. Maybe you give money to somebody, as I stated earlier. Therefore, you are also expecting money in return. One, when you do good, God will not use the same person necessarily to pay you back for the good you did. He's going to use somebody different, someone you are not aware of, somebody you don't even know. A stranger, God is going to connect somebody, and through that person, you are going to reap the reward for the good you did. Two, when you do good to somebody, the good you did is not going to come exactly in the way that you have done it to the person. You give money to someone and you are expecting money in return. No, sometimes that monetary good you do to someone, God is going to reward you back with security, preservation. God can channel that reward in the aspect of a good marriage, in the aspect of a good business, in the aspect of something that you are not even expecting. But the thing is, because the reward you received didn't come exactly in the format which you have rendered it unto that fellow, you think you've not received a reward for that good you did. But actually, God has rewarded you. Your reward will always come from God. So, when we say that the Lord will reward you for the good you did, it's simply saying that whatever you did or whatever good you do to somebody, the reward for that good will not necessarily come from the person. It will not necessarily come from the person. It will come from a stranger. The Lord will use somebody else who you don't know, or you may know the person, but God is going to use somebody different from the person you did the good to in order to reward you. And secondly, the good you did will not come exactly in the format which you rendered it. Somebody was sick and you went to the hospital to visit the person and pay the person's bill. You were there throughout and the person recovered and the person got back home. So the next time you also fall sick, you are expecting that the person should come and stay with you in the hospital. And the person did not show up. The person did not even call you to ask you how you are doing. At that point, you are going to be hurt. You are going to be heartbroken. You are going to be disappointed. However, God has also channeled that reward different way, which you haven't seen. Maybe God has turned it in a way that it will come through your business. It will work out in your marriage. It will work out in your relationship. So at the end of the day, there is always going to be a reward for the good you do. Therefore, don't let somebody's hurt, somebody's action towards the good you did bring you to a conclusion not to do good to anybody. Secondly, before you do good, make sure you calculate the risk before you pull the trigger. Calculate the risk before you pull the trigger. What do I mean? Before you do good to anybody, make sure that the good you are doing, if at the end of the day that person didn't reciprocate back that good you did to the person, you are not going to be hurt. If you calculate the risk and you find out that This amount of money I'm investing into this person. This time I'm investing into this person. This risk I'm taking for this person. If this person failed to reciprocate back this good I'm doing to the person, I'm going to be hurt. Don't start it in the first place. Don't even try it in the first place, because you are going to set up yourself for disaster. You are going to set up yourself for hatred. You are going to set up yourself for bitterness. You are going to set up yourself to get to the point where you are going to find it difficult helping people who are genuinely in need of help from you. So if, for instance, you are a leader, you're having people following you, and you know that if one day these people that I'm raising, these people that I'm investing my time in, these people that I'm spending my resources on, one day after imparting them, one day after they've gotten all they've wanted, one day they've gotten all the knowledge that they need to have, and they leave me, I'm going to feel hurt. It's going to bring me to the point to curse them in order to frustrate their destiny. Then the best thing for you is that don't even start it. Don't even start it unless you are ready to take the risk. Because no matter what, people are going to come into our life and people are going to leave. People are going to come around. People we came across in life. It's not everybody is meant to stay. There are some who come for a season. There are some who come for some period of months. Some who come for some certain years. And at the end of the day, they are going to leave. They are going to go away and others are going to come in. So if you don't have that heart to open up a chance for people to go after their time with you has expired, then don't even try doing such investment, because at the end of the day, it's going to hurt you. It's going to configure you to become a bitter person. It's going to configure you to become wicked towards society. So calculate the risk before you pull the trigger. That relationship that you are investing everything into, if you know that if this woman leave me, if this guy leave me, it's going to break me, it's going to hurt me, I will end up going all the way out to kill, then don't do that investment. In as much as it's binding on us to do good, if you know the good you're about to do, it will lead you into sin. It will lead you to go against the will of God. It's going to make you get frustrated. Then don't take that risk of doing that good. Only do good when you know that after I've done this good, if anything goes bad or things didn't go well, I'm going to be okay. Then you can take the step to doing that good. But I can also promise you that every good you do, no matter how much you calculate the risk, is always going to go the way you expected it. Because, as I said, people will come into your life and go. People come into your life for a season and they will leave. There are some people that are in our life today as girlfriends, boyfriends. They are there for a season. They are not actually meant to be the ones to stay in our life forever. After a certain period of time, certain seasons come to come in the time of life that they are going to leave. There's an expiring date on the relationship we have with them. They are going to leave. When the time is up, they are going to leave. This is where most leaders get frustrated. They said, I've invested my money into this person. I've groomed this person. I've trained this person. And today, the person has left. Put it in your mind. People will come and people will go. People will come and people will go. So, if you don't open up your heart and make a room for such events of life, then you are going to be hurt. You are going to be frustrated. You are going to become bitter in life. Because it's not everybody that you are good to. It's actually going to be good to you in return. That's why God has made a command that we shouldn't forget to do good. It is only God who can help you to do good. Therefore, as you are doing good, pray for strength, pray for grace, pray for the empowerment of the Holy Spirit, so that in case anything goes bad, it will not lead you into depression. It will not lead you into frustration. Because the devil will always ensure that your good days, got a point in time, will become a regret for you. Calculate the risk before you pull the trigger. Calculate the risk. Instead of helping somebody, and after the person has become big or the person has gotten to that point where the person needs to be free, you will not be cursing the person because you feel like you invested into the person and the person has left. Then don't help that person and allow somebody else, or God should appoint another person else to help that person. If you know that that woman you are dating, that girl you are dating, that boy you are dating, if in case anything happens and they leave you, you are going to consult mediums, you are going to consult certain demonic altars to frustrate the person of that fellow. You are going to kill that person. The best thing is, don't start the relationship until you are sure enough that you are ready for whatever comes up in that relationship. Don't start it. Calculate the risk before you pull the trigger. Always put this in your mind. Before you take the action, ask yourself, if I do this after I did it, if things didn't go well, am I going to be okay? If you're not going to be okay, take your time, reassess yourself, or offer according to the capacity you can offer. Don't give out so much that it will break you down when things didn't turn out well. Don't do that. Don't do that. You are supposed to do good. But before you do good, calculate the risk. Calculate the risk. Calculate the risk. Sometimes it's not every good that you are supposed to do. There's some good you do sometimes you are not supposed to actually do them, but you end up doing them. Certain things we need to walk away from. In the name of being good, we ended up staying in them and our lives become miserable. Our lives become miserable. In as much as we are supposed to do good, if it is killing you, then you have to stop it. If that good is taking you out of the will of God, you have to stop it. If the good you are doing is affecting your relationship with God, you have to stop it.